Hi students, I welcomes you in our science today's lecture, The Living World Adaptation and Classification Part 2. In first part we have learned about what is meant by the adaptation. Now we will see the types of adaptations in the plant. Before start our point, we have to observe one chart and you have to complete this in your notebook. Plant, its habitat, types of roots and the characteristics of the leaves, characteristics of the stem. First example is of lotus. Lotus habitat is aquatic, type of root fibrous, characteristic of leaves large and round with waxy layer, characteristic of stem hollow and the flexible. Now see, next one is the cactus. Its habitat is in the desert. Roots are taproots, leaves are modified into thorns and stem is green and fleshy. Banyan tree, it is terrestrial plant. Taproots are there, leaves has waxy coating on its surface and provides a supports. These observation we have to write into the notebook. Now adaptations have 6 types. Now first type is the adaptation in aquatic plants. Second, adaptations in the desert plants. Third one, adaptations in the plants of snowy region. Adaptations in the plant of forest region. 5 number, adaptations in a grassland plants. 6 number, adaptations for the injections of food in the plants. Now one by one we will see these points. Now for first point we have to do one activity. Visit a various water bodies such as a river, brook, pond, lake in your surroundings. What difference do you observe between the terrestrial means land, between the land and the aquatic plants? Now see, plants some of the aquatic plants are firmly rooted in the soil at the bottom of the water bodies. Their stems are submerged while leaves of flowers float on the surface. For example, lotus. However, some plants are entirely float. Their roots are not anchored in the soil. They are floating in the water. The surface of leaves and stems of many aquatic plants are covered with the waxy layers. Leaves of some aquatic plants are thin and slender like a ribbon. This shape helps them to withstand fast currents of the water. Air space in the stem and petioles of the aquatic plants are useful for floating in the water. Now next one, that is use your brain power. Now in this point you have to give the answers of 3 questions. First question, why does water trickle off the lotus leaves? Answer, the surface of the lotus leaves are covered with a waxy layer, hence the water trickle off its leaves. Second question, why don't the leaves of these plants root in the water? Means these plants means water plants. For answer, as the surface of leaves of aquatic plants have waxy coating, these plants do not root. Question number 3, why are their roots short and the fibrous? Answer, many plants growing in the aquatic habitats do not possess roots because there is a little requirement for the absorption of the root and mineral salts. But few other aquatic plants develop short and fibrous roots only for the balancing and the fixation. Now our next point is that adaptations in the desert plants. For that you have to see first the activity. Take a 2 potted plants, one a cactus and other is a leafy plant. Tie the plastic bag loosely around the leaves of these plants. Plants means one leaves have to select and tie the plastic carry bag. And keep them in a sunlight from early in the morning up till the afternoon. And afternoon you bring these plants into the classroom and observe them. Has a same quantity of water collected in both the bags? No, there is a difference in the collection of the water. Which plant is the desert plant, that is the cactus? It will evaporate less water, and the leafy plant, that is our terrestrial plant, will evaporate the more water. This change is you can see in this. Desert plants are either leafless or their leaves are like a small needle or have been modified into thorn. As a result, they lose very little water by evaporation. The stem stores water and food is therefore they are fleshy. The stems are green as they perform a photosynthesis in the absence of leaves because leaves are converted into the thorns. So, as a result, they lose a very little water by the evaporation. The stem stores water and food in their therefore their stems are fleshy. The stems are green as they perform a photosynthesis in the absence of the leaves because leaves are converted into the thorn. So, stem of these desert plants is desert plants do the photosynthesis. Their roots penetrate deep into the soil in search of the water. There is a thick layer of waxy substances on the stem of these plants too. Okay students, for this today this much enough. Now you have to read these points and you have to write the spellings, new spellings in your notebook. Okay, have a nice day.